Hey, what is going on, gamers? Squirrely here. Thank you so much for joining me as always. As if I did not have enough video series going on consecutively at the same time, I figured I would add another one to the list because this is one I've actually been wanting to do for a while, and I recorded this video previously quite a long time ago and just didn't like the way it came out, and I kind of thought about just dropping it, just dumping it off completely until, as fate would have it, Uncle Dane had the same idea as me.
Squirrely, you should rate some backpacks. Rate mine, man. I got a great backpack.
You know what? I kind of already thought about doing that. I didn't think it would be very fun or interesting, but I trust you. I believe you. Let's take a look at it. So I think this is going to be the first of a video series. Down below, let me know which other, public figures, people you would like me to go through their backpack. And I'm doing this not just to kind of, talk about fancy and expensive items, but when you look at someone's backpack, it tells you a story. It tells you their history, what class they play, what unusuals they like, what war paints they like, how many kills they have on weapons, how much have they ever played competitive. So it's kind of like Storage Wars to me. It's kind of like going through someone's garage or their house, and you get kind of a picture of how they play and enjoy TF2 just by looking at their items. So we're going to kick off this series looking at none other than Uncle Dane, his backpack, what he has in there. I'm going to look at as many things as I can, rate them, review them, and kind of just rate them on different things, not just how expensive or rare they are, but how fun they are, how unique they are, how personal they are to him, and how much time and, energy has he put into making this backpack. So let's open up his Steam profile page, because down here, the item showcase, this is where people can show off their most prized items, things they're proud of, they put a lot of work into, whatever it is, competitive badges, rare items. So this will give you a good snapshot of what someone is into. So you can see on here, his first item is the Australian, the golden wrench. It's beautiful, very nice. You got to have this as an engie main, of course. But on top of that, this is not just a regular wrench. This is professional. It's Australian. It's double spelled. It's pro kit. It's gifted from a friend. So obviously, this weapon means a lot to him, and it's actually a very expensive weapon as well. Nowadays, with spells and wrenches going up in price, you can imagine this is going to go for a ton of money if he ever did sell it. Of course, as well as an engie main, you got to have some more engie items here. So the Jag, it's a really fun weapon. It builds fast, it moves fast, and this is actually a skin. I think this war paint looks really nice. This ironwood one, I kind of like some of those dark camo skin war paints, and they're actually super cheap. So getting a strange one, factory new, isn't that expensive compared to a lot of other ones, but very cool as well. Of course, you got to have the BAP, whether you're getting a hat that says BAP on it, or you got a gunslinger, a strange one as a good amount of money as well. Obviously, he's got some other nice things on here, professional kit, things like that. I used to have a couple of these actually that had double spells, which is kind of funny because you can't even use pumpkin bonds on it. It only does exorcism. Then also you got his gun right here, the most powerful gun in the game. He has a pistol, and it's also strange, professional, factory new. So you can see the trend here. Dane likes this stuff. He has nice taste. He goes for the finer things. He wants factory new stranges. He doesn't want any well-worn, field-tested. He wants really nice ones that are all professional kill streak as well. Now we have the Geiger counter, and he has renamed this item to the VATS Enhanced Geiger counter, and it's another strange as well. A really nice looking item. I really wish TF2 would do a whole update on space and update like RD Asteroid and do this whole space weapon thing. That would be super cool. But this is also gifted from a friend down here, it looks like. So he's showcasing you that he's an engie main. He has some really nice stranges. And of course, you gotta have the dispenser, which is the strange PDA. And look at that, 53,000 buildings on here. Sentry kills. He's done a ton of healing, a ton of teleporting. So that's a very nice item. I wish, this is one of the few items in the game that I wish I got as soon as it came out, a strange PDA, and I just kept it forever and I never sold it because it would just be really cool to see over years and years and years how many buildings you've built, how much damage you've done as well. Moving down to the next row, we can see his iconic jazzy shotgun. So down here, this weapon is something that is actually very expensive as well. Like I said, factory new, strange. It's got a stat track on it, professional kill streak kit. That's actually hard to find these. I've owned a couple of them, but not in strange, and even those are pretty expensive. Looks like this is also gifted from a friend. So a lot of these weapons and items are gifted from people, meaning there's a more personal touch to it, which is very nice to see, I think. Obviously, he has a shotgun on here and the rename on it. Another theme you'll see with a lot of Uncle Dane's items is he likes to take the time to rename them to either something funny or, an inside joke or something silly like that. So it's not just a regular item. He's put some time and energy into everything he uses, everything all of his different loadouts that he wears. And this one is great. He actually just made a video on this recently of how good this weapon is. So same old story, factory new, stat track, professional kit, the whole shebang. And moving on to here, the Crit Master. And, I like the, play with words on here, AU for gold. So this gun is awesome. Also, you can see it's got a nice professional kit on there, gifted from a friend. So some very, very nice items in his showcase as far as weapons. And the last item we have on here, it's not a weapon, it's actually a badge. So Uncle Dane not only showing off the swag with his weapons, that he's a fragger, but also he's played competitive and at the highest level here. So you can see invite champions, can't go any higher than that. That's just kind of cool. To have a competitive badge is always nice. Definitely, at that level, the highest levels, definitely some swag. Moving down here, I'm going to go a little bit more quickly. You can see a nice collection of collector's items. So a collection of collector's items. You can see a lot of these are professional kits, professional kill streak on them. They have, parts applied to them. And probably one of his most iconic items is actually here. Uncle Dane's red text beard. That's obviously painted white. It actually has a kit on it too, which is kind of cool. So let's actually open up his inventory and just kind of snoop around a little bit because, we want to be nosy like that. Let's see what other unusuals he has. So we can come down here and I want to see other unusuals. So you can see he has a theme going on here too as well. Miami Nights, Miami Nights, Miami Nights, which is pretty cool because obviously he's known for this, right? The Uncle Danger on here, you can see on here his Miami Nights hat. It's definitely a cool hat. It's a lot more expensive than any other versions of this hat. So he's definitely made it a popular, iconic hat. But he's done it for other classes, so I think that's cool that he's not just like, I guess, a one-hit wonder, like I play one class, I have one unusual, that's all I do. He's showing you that he has an all-class hat, heavy hat, soldier hat, medic hat, spy hat, so that's pretty cool. Also has some unusuals, some taunts down here as well. Let's see what this one is called, Praise the Sun, which, of course, Uncle Dane has this one, being an engineer main, kicking back some drinks and laying back in the sand. And what is this one renamed? Rice Farmer hat. Okay, so I like these a lot. Let's see, how about other stranges? And something else, when I told Uncle Dane I was going to make this video, is that he was going to say, or he was telling me that one of his most prized things is the fact that I believe he has 99% of all stranges collected. And you can see on here is 8 full pages of stranges. And a lot of these are professional kits, or at least specialized kits that have been applied to them. They have different and funny renames on them. They've used some name tags on here. My ultimate charging, no crits allowed. I gotta see it. Scout deleter, spam super. Look at this, double spell. Dane has some nice stuff on here. Double spelled original. I just sold one of these a while ago. I really miss it. Nice parts as well. So Dane is looking like a trader main. Buy his backpack here. Look at this. More Australians, more factory news, more professional kits. I mean, just everywhere you look, everything he has is really nice. And I'm not sure how much trading he actually does. Maybe he saves up and trades for them or buys them with cash. But you can tell just by looking at his backpack, but that these items mean something to him, which is really, really cool. Idiot box. Let's see, the bread fist on here. He just has a lot of nice stuff for every class. And look, I believe he has almost every Australian. I haven't really been counting, but he might have almost every single Australian. He had the pan for a while as well. I believe he was borrowing that, and once in a while I used to drop it for him as well in game. Anime reference. So I think if you have a chance, and his profile is still public, I believe. I'm not sure, but go through here and just look at some of the renames on his items. Are hilarious. Sentry hat, gun. Some of them are just very simple, like just ridiculous. It's just gun. It's like, that's not a gun, that's a knife. But that's kind of his sense of humor as well. So you get a good snapshot of his personality, his taste. Now we're looking at some of the cosmetics. You can see on here, he likes a nice clean white, keep it clean, keep it fresh. A lot of white cosmetics, things are painted white. So, and this one, very nice. I am impressed. Wow, this game is easy. Yeah, I know Flog is easy, especially with the medic, but this is a professional kit, same old story. Double spelled Flog. I think at one point I had 8 or 9 of these. I sold all of them like a year or two ago, and they went for a lot back then. But looking at the prices now, I'm like, holy cow, they are expensive. So if Uncle Dane ever wants to cash out, all he has to do is sell a little bit of his backpack. He has a very nice backpack for anybody. Definitely as a trader main, this is a nice backpack, but I don't think he does a whole lot of training. I think he just takes the time to collect things that he likes. So he has a very nice backpack in here. Let's also take a look at Genuine, because Genuine will show you things like these, like badges, things that are non-tradable. So he has a good amount of competitive badge on here. This is really nice, actually. You can see, starts off with, let's see one here, iron, works his way up to steel, more steel, silver. So he's got some gold. So this is cool because this is UGC. I'm not sure how active UGC still is, or if it is at all, but you used to see these badges a lot. So a lot of times, what is this one? This is pretty cool. Highlander, very nice. UGC. So Uncle Dane's a gamer. Obviously, you can see the invite one is definitely the highest one here. These are from the tip of the hats and some other ones. But I don't know about you guys, but it's always kind of cool to get some kind of badge or award, whether it's from a tournament or an event or a charity or something like that, because you get these really cool looking, colorful and unique badges. He has some over here from playing MVM as well. And a lot of these are just untradeable. They're special items. Could you get them? You have them for forever. And a lot of people just don't have them. So it's actually pretty nice. What is this renamed? Right click to display spy. Yep, true. Of course, professional kit signed by a friend. Why wouldn't it be? Even if it's a short circuit. Something else that I found was refreshing is that Uncle Dane likes to collect stranges, and he has a certain war paint that he likes, kind of like how he likes Miami Nights. He doesn't care if it's expensive, or it's rare, or it's high tier, whatever it is, but the Civil Duty Mark II is just a very nice, simple, fun kind of effect, or fun kind of war paint. So I like the fact that he collects his regular stranges, meaning that he challenges himself. He goes out of his way to get stranges, try different classes, try different weapons. That's kind of cool, something unique to TF2. But then also, he likes to sport his favorite weapons with the Civil Duty Mark II. So, in my mind, the fact that Uncle Dane's backpack is legit, top-notch in every category, competitive, value, rare items, fancy items, expensive items, any way you want to look at his backpack, personal items, collecting items, any way you look at it, he has a very nice backpack. So in my opinion, I give Uncle Dane a very hard score to achieve, but I give him an A+. Literally, I was so surprised when I looked through his backpack. I know he had a couple unusuals, he had a couple stranges, he played competitive a little bit, but I had no idea his backpack had this much depth and this much personality, and he put this much time into it. So to me, Uncle Dane's backpack is an A+. Well, now it's time to hear from you guys. Let me know, how would you rate Uncle Dane's backpack? I was being a tough critic, but I just could not give him anything lower than an A+. His backpack is stellar in so many different categories that I was critiquing him on, so that was very surprising. But if you have any suggestions for other people, backpack reviews I should look at, leave them down below in the comments. And if you can describe his backpack, that's kind of fun too. I describe his backpack as cool and quirky. He has the jazzy war paints and funny memes and name tags and things like that, and other very unique items you don't see very much. So that's how I would describe it, but I would like to hear how you guys describe it as well. And of course,
thanks for watching Squirrely's video. As always, peace. I got a level 1. No. You're Ubered. Why are you Ubered? That's not fair.
Yes, yes.
No.
Come fight me.